Hey guys, how's everybody doing today? Let's just jump right into it, right? Get right into this stuff here, show you how the mind, the world, the universe, manifestation, right? All right. So manifesting blocks, things that block us from creating our desired life, and some digital stuff. Manifesting blocks. One of them is that we automatically assume or we automatically think that the stuff we want or desire is an external source. It's outside of our bodies. That's actually not correct. Whatever you want or whatever you desire to create is inside of you. You are the creator of your dreams or desires. In other words, the things that you want, they are not separate from you. They are what? Entangled. Entanglement means that you can have access to manifest or create that stuff. Next one. Did you know that when you sleep, whenever you go to bed at night, your actual higher self, known as the awareness, or people call it soul, whatever, it actually leaves your body and it goes to different dimensions or different realms. And this is known as astral travel or astral project. Many of you are probably experiencing this phenomenon right now. Modern science and physics have not caught up to this yet. They are on the groundbreaking point of understanding it. And let me share with you some things that will allow you to understand more what's happening. So, the astral projection is the ability for you to go out into another dimension, another parallel world, another universe. Notice I said universe. Now it should be multiverse. Now, quantum physics, we discovered a lot of stuff within the past 50 years. We now know that there isn't a universe anymore. There is now a multiverse. Okay? Number one. Number two, we also now discovered that reality doesn't actually exist as a physical form. It is a illusion of some form. We now understand that reality is malleable. In other words, it's a transparent thing. Number three, this is what dupes science a lot. No one totally understands consciousness or awareness. Okay? Quantum physics. Now we know that there exist maybe two worlds simultaneously existing in the same space and time. We call it the perceived physical and we call it the mental. And when you have the awareness does not abide by the rules of physics because it's in another dimension. Anytime you go into other dimensions, the laws of physics slightly change. Same thing when you enter parallel worlds. The laws and the unified theory that holds these things together are slightly different. Hence, this is why you can go elsewhere, come back, and meet yourself and get information. Next point, another groundbreaking thing we're finding about physics and about manifestation is premonition. What happens when you're able to visualize? Let's use my example for my example when I won the lottery. I did something that I visualized it every night, and it occurred the exact way I visualized it, and I bought my dream car, and I bought a bunch of other stuff for doing that. It played out exact. So what's happening here? Is there exists this constant time thing. The time thing is not a linear thing. So what exactly these two worlds, right, that exist, you have your future self. Okay, I want to make this simple for everyone to understand. In other words, everything that you are experiencing right now has already been played out. You're watching the rerun of your life that you designed and created. Everything is happening right now. So for my example, when I visualize winning the lottery, that already happened. It was predetermined, it was predestined by me, my authentic self. The same way your life is going. So anytime you visualize something or have premonition of something, you've already done it. Now here's what happens to this now. Because we exist in a three-dimensional world, our brains had to make it comfortable and easy for us to understand. This is why we have time as linear. We have past, present, and future. At the same time, this world exists in the non-physical, where everything that I've desired or whatever I want to accomplish has already occurred. So if it's really what's the word I want? It's really difficult for your brain to always be in the present. That's why it's so hard to be present all the time. That's why I have to focus on it, because the brain needs certainty along with the ego. So whenever you do something or you visualize something and it becomes in your mind, it's something you've already done, and then you can catch up to your future self. That's why you can have a dream and you can see something that's happened and it comes and happen in the future and say, oh, you predicted the future. That's not necessarily happened. What you did is you caught a glimpse or a glitch of what already had been happening. Okay? So the astral projection thing now, dimensions now. The next thing about physics, we discovered that, guys, there's more than 3 dimensions. There's more 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, up to 11 dimensions that we've discovered so far. Matter of fact, we have to create a new theory mathematically to show these dimensions. This is called string theory. Now we know that within these dimensions, guess what? In each of the dimensions, they have parallel worlds. That's right, an exact copy of you exists somewhere out there. Okay? That's what you need to know. Next part about all this grand thing about manifesting. The mind. Let's talk about the mind and the body. The interesting thing is this. You were taught that you are the mind. You cannot be the mind. And you can't even be the body. You cannot be the thing that you're observing, people. If you're observing the mind and the body, you cannot be that. Okay? Now, believe in being present and when you're believing in the future. This is the biggest stopper also of your of your ability to create. You see, the thing about the mind is the mind wants to see a future. The mind wants to reminisce of a past. Why does it do that? Why can't I be present? Because in the present moment, infinity is happening. Everything is happening all at once. It's just too much information for your mind to process. So your ego says, screw that. I'm not going there. I can't handle that. So I'm just going to keep putting you in the future. So tips for being in the present is to understand that the mind is always pushing you into the future. So what do? You push back. How do I push back? You tell your mind that you're not focusing on the future. You focus on right now. That's all you got to do is just keep focusing. If you want to practice, just practice deep breathing, listening to your breath, focusing on what's happening, sensations. Those are all things that can get you in a state of being. Now, did you know also that you're going to create as much as you act as if? Okay? We were conditioned to feel first. No. Act first. Pretend first. There's this illusion or skepticism that when you're pretending, you're faking it. That's why they call it fake it till you make it. But here's what you need to know. And there's a part of you called the subconscious. It doesn't fake anything. It doesn't understand fake it. Let me give you this was a research that was done, all right? And it took some individuals. And if you're not happy, act as if you're happy. Force being happy. That's what that does to your brain. It creates these new neural pathways that reconnects the brain. And then they did research, and they had some people, and they act as if they were happy. And they followed them for about 1.5 years. And they had the other group of individuals that were just regular. And the individuals that act as if they were happy, they had great improvements in life, greater health, greater accomplishments. And these people force themselves to act as if. As you do that, it's a neural network. See, look, this is what you need to know. Your brain is very adaptable. The brain is constantly looking to help you as much as it can. Although it's quite limited, it's doing the best thing it can. So, act as if, man. That's a secret. How do I act as if? If you want money, or you want the thing you want, pretend. Pretend you have it. Act as if. Nobody has to know. Only your mind. You're convincing your unconscious mind that, oh my goodness, these things are happening. So let me show you the process of what happens when you do this. So every time we do something, first of all, let's talk about that's called a habit. You know what a habit is? A habit is an operating system. So this will make it a lot easier for all you guys to understand life. Look at your life and your behavior as a computer program. When somebody has to write a software, you wrote the software called your authentic self. We have proof of this. The universe actually is written in software codes. It's called qubits of quantum information. See how everything is like this simulation? Okay, the next one is what? You have an operating system. When you write the code for the computer program, then you have the operating system to run the code you wrote. Guess where your operating system lies? In your unconscious, subconscious mind. And then, okay, so I have the operating system. So what controls the operating system? Habits and actions. A habit is an operating system. Once an operating system is in effect, it's going to run the program. The only way you can change the operating system, you have to go in there and rewrite the code. So when you act as if you are rewriting the code, it's just like a computer. A computer, they have what we call smart learning machines. Okay, make it easy for you. You're doing it right now. Algorithms. Your smartphone watches everything you search. And there's this supercomputer they have. Google has it. And it watches everything you search. And they see a pattern. They say, all right, let's send them more of this information. That's why when if you're watching something about sickness or scare or something negative, and you say, oh my God, why am I getting all these news feed about negative stuff? Because you were searching for it. And this machine learned and said, oh, this is what you like. And it sent it to you. Okay? Same thing with your mind. So now, even if you don't have the thing, by the way, when you act as if, that's what they call the law of assumption. You are assuming in the unconscious mind that you already have the very thing. So what happens is now, when you act as if and pretend what you want is there, man, the mind will start to see this pattern. So this pattern comes in information. So over time, the subconscious says, okay, this is a new thing. So the brain starts to rewire itself. And then when they fuse, then what happens when the brain rewires itself, a new layer of reality opens up. Remember, reality is malleable, so it's not fixed. So a new level of reality opens up, because remember, we live in an infinite multiverse. Things are infinite. And when this new level of reality opens up, new experience comes in. Okay? Okay, if you're listening to me, there's something you have to get here that I just stated. All of this is happening with what? Imagination, man. So think about that. My reality is created by my imagination. Consciousness creates imagination. Imagination is the secret to the universe. Who's that said that? Neville Goddard. Imagination is your superpower. It is reality, people. So while I'm imagining this, or I'm acting as if, then all these things will start to come into my life as a perceived physical experience. I mean, these are the inner workings of this thing. Next thing you need to know, I said this earlier, two worlds are existing. And this is where science can't go any further, because let me tell you something, guys. No physicist, no scientist completely understands consciousness. So it's impossible for them to tell you that astral projection is not real. Experiencing paranormal is not real. Because they have evidence in the laboratory that shows it, and they're trying to understand this. So here's what I believe, and here's what's been downloaded to me. It says that there is two worlds, the mental and the perceived physical. Our brains evolved evolutionary for the physical to help us. The mental is where everything comes in. And we've been downloaded with the mindset, or our consciousness, the subconscious, to interact with the mental. That's why we're able to imagine. And when we can imagine, it creates reality. There cannot be a reality without you, an observer. Think about that. When you observe something, you cannot be the thing. You are aware of the thing. You have control over the thing. And I use this example. If I'm observing let's say I'm observing, example, let's say I'm observing a couple squirrels and they're over there and they have these nuts and stuff and they see me observing them. I am not the squirrel. I can't feel what the squirrel is feeling. Okay? However, I can go over and when the squirrels see me, they will run away and I can actually interact and affect their reality. I can use my hands and pick up the nut and I can move it. Guess what? You can do the same thing with your mind and your body. Let me give you an example of that. While you're here, your body may be feeling the pain. Whatever you have, sickness, stuff like that. While you're here, your mind may be wandering on negative stuff. All of this, though, is what? You are aware of all of this stuff. But I'm here to tell you, you're just aware. Even though the body's feeling pain, I'm not feeling the pain. I'm aware of the pain. I know that my body is feeling the pain. Okay? I'm feeling it, but my true awareness knows that I'm experiencing or feeling or aware of my body experiencing pain. I'm aware of my mind thinking negative stuff. So because I'm aware of this, I cannot be those things. I'm on a big level now. Those things can't affect me. The body will die. I will still be here. My awareness can never die. Consciousness can, without the consciousness is what forms the universe. Without conscious awareness, there can't be you and I, okay? Can't be a universe, can't be stars. Here's something else I want to show you. Check this out. 3% of the universe is what you see. You know when you look up in the night sky, and you see those nice planets and stars, you see you and I, you see your car, you see a house? 3%. That's matter. That's 3% of the universe, people. 3%. Okay? So let's do the math. 3%. 97, 8, 9. Oh, 97% of the universe we can't see. It's made from something invisible we can't see. And we call it dark energy and dark matter. You and I are only seeing 3%. All the matter, all the physical objects is 3%. So we are more than what we see. And that is what I call the mental. That's the consciousness. That's the awareness of all of this stuff. And then when you become aware of the awareness, you become the observer. You can take charge. So let me go back to the example now. So even though I'm aware of the mind and the body, now what I can do, just like I pick up the nut from the squirrel, I can do the same thing with my reality. Because what? When I observe the mind, guess what I can do? I can affect my mind. Yeah, I can listen to a thought and I can decide if I want to let it in or let it out. I'm aware of that. Okay, what about the body? I'm aware of the pain. Guess what? I can affect the body. I can communicate to my cells to turn off the pain. I can communicate to the cells, to my subconscious, to heal my body. All by being my awareness. So I am the total control. I have total control over my thing. But here's the problem, though, people. We've been conditioned and taught that we are mind and body. And when you get conditioned and taught, it creates a neural network in your mind and this is all in the conscious now. And then the ego forms, and now you believe you are that thing. You cannot be the thing. You are the observer. Remember this. Go write it down on your board. You cannot be the thing that you are observing. It cannot have power over you. It's like me sitting at home watching myself on the TV. I see myself on the TV, but the real me is at home. I'm holographically projecting myself into a 3D reality. Okay? That's exactly how reality works. So the real Mark is making a movie of the 3D Mark. And I'm there with the joystick and I'm controlling the 3D Mark and say, all right, man, this is what we're going to do. I already have the script written down. Okay? And then what I do is I say, all right, 3D Mark, I'm going to send you all your desires because this is what we want. This is why you have desires. This is why you have to be successful. This is why you want to win the lottery. This is why you want to have a soulmate. This is why you want to make more money. It comes into a desire. That's a download from your true self. Remember now, I'm at home and I'm watching myself on 3D. I'm in another dimension, so right. So whatever's happening in the TV can't affect me because but I have the control. I'm the controller, and this Mark is the avatar. So I'm walking around. So what happens now? Because I came to this earth now, I have to adapt to the different levels of energy, to the different levels of dimensions. So I'm in a 3 dimension. So my brain now developed a different dimension, and I have to have something to keep me safe, which is the frontal lobe, my conscious mind, my ego. So that's why I have an ego. It's designed to help to keep me safe, because I needed to figure out my little game in the 3D world. But all along, I'm still there. The higher self of me is there. Okay? Someone says, dang, I'm confused. All right, let me clear up the confusion for you, because this is something that no one taught you and you need to learn this stuff. Okay? So here, let me make it very simple. I'll do it because we all watch video games and okay, here's how it works. Okay. You're here. Okay? So when you wake up in the morning, you look in the mirror, you see yourself, okay? That's called you, right? That's not the true you. There's something else outside directing that you, and it's called the awareness. This is why you are aware of your thoughts and your feelings. You can feel them both and you can be aware of them both, correct? Okay. Now, we know this because reality, and we discovered that the universe is non-local. It means the universe isn't here. It's being projected somewhere. So look at it like, you ever put on those VR headsets? Okay? When you put them on, the person that put them on is the real you. Okay? And then when you start watching, the person inside the VR is the fake you, the 3D you. So the real you is navigating that you. That makes sense. That's the easiest way for you to understand this. Now, if you don't understand, may take you a little time to watch this over, right? Okay, next thing, you can actually speak things into existence. Someone here says, I'm going to win the lottery. Now, the secret to speaking things into existence now is the format we place our language with, okay? Most people speak things into existence one day I will win. I will win the lottery. One day I'll be successful. One day I'll have this. I know that is the incorrect way to do it. When you're going to speak things into existence, you have to put them in the now, because it's in alignment with your subconscious. Let me give you an example. Instead of saying I will win the lottery, I'll say I've already won the lottery. It's on the way. I'm winning the lottery. It's easy for me to win the lottery. I am now winning the lottery. I am now being successful. I am already successful. Why am I so successful? All of those will put your subconscious mind in the operating system mode. We call it the habit mode, to create these new habits where you can start to create that. Okay? All right. Next one is the illusion of the self. I mentioned this before. You have to understand, and this is the biggest tip if you're going to create anything in life. And I talk about this all the time, but I have to keep doing it because there's so many individuals that are coming in or new to my teachings and new to the channel. So I'm showing you something here, guys. Look, you don't have a self. It's a representation created by your ego. It's a figment of neural networks scrambling up and giving you this thing. These were learned and conditions. Okay? You don't have a self. You are aware of a self. The awareness is the true you. If you understand that, you're on your path. Okay? Someone asked me here about blocks. How can I remove blocks from interfering? And this is the thing. What is a block? A block is an intention or a habit, operating system in the subconscious that runs on an automatic program that stops you from consciously achieving your goal. That's a block. So how do we remove blocks? Well, the key word is subconscious. To remove a block, we have to go into the subconscious and change a program and start to act as is. I used to say act as if, but act as is what you want. Example, if you feel very low in lack, you're a shy person, okay? And you want to become more outgoing. That's a block, because you want to be outgoing, but your subconscious, your operating system has the habit of being shy. So how would I change it? I start to act as is. Don't worry, man of language. I'm a very outgoing person. I do it in two ways. I act in the imagination. I see myself going into places, people are talking, I'm talking to people. Number one, I can write it down. I can write like a journal as is in the moment that, oh, today was so great at this function. I went and did a speech. Everyone was loving it. I'm so outgoing. Number two. Number three, I start to go out and push myself out the comfort zone by starting to go into physical places where there's a lot of people. I start to force myself to talk. Okay? Those three things will now change the block. Okay? Okay, someone asks, why are you always talking about the lottery? I'm not always talking about the lottery. All you guys are talking about the lottery. People are fascinated because I won the lottery quite a bit. So people want to know how they can manifest the lottery. So that's why I always talk about the lottery. Because you can win the lottery. You can affect the random number generators. Lottery and everything else, it goes into the laws of physics. And it's not just about the lottery. The lottery is like synonymous to life or analogous to life. You can use the lottery in all aspects just to show it's like a blueprint for everything. Because the lottery, for people's minds, the lottery is like very difficult. It's a game of odds. It's very easy. It's a simple thing. All reality is simple. There's no struggle. All you have to do is use your imagination. You can focus. You can make an intention. You can decide. And you can imprint into the subconscious. And it will create a world where you win the lottery like I have. So that's why I talk about it. And you guys are always fascinated. And you guys are winning it because I get so much comments on my YouTube channel. I see so many of your testimonials. And so that's why I even wrote a book about it. The book was a bestseller on Amazon. It's How to Win the Lottery Using Quantum Physics, Your Subconscious Mind. It was bestseller for the month of, August or September, and it's doing great right now. You can go get my book. That's the copy. Winning the Lottery Using the Subconscious Mind and Quantum Physics is on Amazon. All right? So that's why I talk about it. But it's a part of what I do because I've won it so many times, and I teach it and I use it. But it's not totally me. I use it as a teaching platform to help you, but I'm really more into the focus of the mind, the consciousness, and the quantum physics of how we create and how we do. All right? Okay. How can I manifest more money in my business? All right. Number one, remember the first rule here, and I got a little bit of time because I can't be here. The first rule is this. There's nothing outside of you to manifest. It's already in you. So if you want to manifest anything in your business, rule number one, you have to be able to believe it's possible. Rule number two, you have to see yourself in the imagination, in the first or the third person. You have to see your business making money as the person or as a third person. You can write it down, and then you can rinse and repeat it, visualize it over and over again, and I guarantee your business will make more money. What is my YouTube name? Mark Haughton. Okay? That's how you manifest more money. All right, there's one thing else. Can you decide what now? Let me see. Can you decide on what you'll win? Yep, I decided on what I would win. When I won the lottery, my first jackpot was the Fantasy 5 in Florida. I decided I wanted a Dakar Yellow E46 BMW M3. So that's what I want. And then I decided how much it was going to cost for me to buy the car. At that time it was like $35,000. And I won a Fantasy 5, and I bought the car, and I got it exactly the way I visualized it. And I did that stuff with other stuff like homes and other stuff. I kept doing it. So yeah, it starts with intention, it starts with desire, it starts with belief, and it starts with repetition. And all these things you can put into play, and they can start to manifest and create more, right? Never say when you'll win. You have to say when. Not, I don't use when. I've already won. You got to really put these things in the present. What time of day is the best time to buy lottery tickets? There's no time. Time doesn't exist. Buy them when you feel like it. There's no best time to buy your lottery tickets. You can go buy them. Someone says no action. Action is the last step in the creative process. Every creation or every alignment, not even creation, everything's already created. Every alignment, because you got to align what you want. It's already there in this in a space-time moment as an actual event in space-time. So every moment or everything you want to manifest, it's already there. So what happens is when all the energies line up and it's time for you to experience it, that's when you take action. It's the last step. People try to take force action. Never do that. Let me give you a big tip. If you don't know what to do, you do not do anything. Can you manifest on the numbers you win? Yes. That's my specialty. I manifested, so the first one was a fantasy 5, right? That was the 5 numbers in Florida. Okay, so what I did now, they have these games, play 4 and play 5. So these numbers come out. So what I started to do, I started to manifest these numbers. I started to pull them out from the universe, random number generators. And I would see these numbers, and then I would do what I'm teaching you guys to do. And then I would project them, I'd visualize them, I'd see them, and in a few months, these numbers would come out exact the way I seen them. Matter of fact, I had gotten so good at this that I could predict, because in Florida, these numbers play twice a day, midday, evening. I could predict the time the number will come out. One time, it was my biggest win here. I think it was, what was the number? 4, maybe you know it because I talk about it so much. 4747, I think it was, yeah. And no, it was 4744, yeah. And I predicted that number would come out on a Tuesday evening. It took some months, but time doesn't exist for me. And it came exactly on that evening, on the amount, and I won a whole bunch of money on that stuff. So this shows you, this is proof, man, that reality is malleable. All right, the last one, just to let you know, this is very important, guys. Every single thing have conscious awareness. You see those lottery numbers? You see the house you want? You see your building? You see your money? They all have an awareness. You can talk to them and they can come to you, or they can run away from you. They're not an intelligent awareness. They just have what I call like an animal instinct awareness. They can look up and know they're being watched, and they can look down. So whenever, that's why you can win stuff and you can manifest stuff, because you are talking, or you are attracting, or you're telling the thing to come to you, and the thing will come to you. Casino wins. I taught people to win millions of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars in the casino. The machine talks to them. The machine gives them a feeling, an energy. The machine picks them. They see the machine. They put their hands on the machine. It gives off a different frequency. They stare there and they play and they win a bunch of money. Everything talks to you. They have conscious awareness. Nothing is non-conscious. It has to be an awareness. Let me tell you why, and I'm going to show you why. Because all of us are made from an electron. An electron pops in and out of space. So when you observe an electron, it knows you're watching it. So it pops here and say, "Oh, you're watching me. Okay, here I am." And then when I take my attention away, it says, "All right, he's not looking." I'll go back to being a wave. Wave is all the potential possibilities that can have happened for you. Then when I turn back again, it becomes a definite thing. It's here. Then I go again. That's intelligence. That's a form of awareness. Okay? So, what is an electron? Every single thing has electrons. The rock, ear, you. All of this is intelligence, people. Okay? I got my house by manifesting 1 year ago. We're good. So I want you guys to just keep those things in mind. These are just little big tips that you can help you and get your focus going. Remember that, okay? Thank you guys. See you again.